अंकल लेस है,
लेस नहीं है।
कुरकुरे, बालाजी चिप्स, हाइड एंड सीक, गुड डे, बॉर्बन, 5 स्टार, 7 स्टार, मंच, मैगी, गीगी, पेपरमिंट, यप्पी, गिप्पी, सूप, मोमो, बिरयानी। अंकल आखिर क्या है अंकल तुम्हारे पास?
चावल मिलता है, दाल मिलती, आटा मिलता है, बाजू तरकारी मिलती, सामने तुम्हारा दूध मिलता है, दही मिलती, बेकरी में ब्रेड मिलती, और पानी तो तुम्हारे आता रहेगा नहीं। I'm very sure many of you have faced a similar situation during the lockdown. If yes, let us know your experience in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. The lockdown was declared all of a sudden. People panicked, and those who could afford to buy their provisions and stock it up, they did so. All that was available in the markets was bare minimum. If something was available, we'd buy it. There was no comparison, there was no selection, we'd just buy what we got. And this was really a reminiscent of my childhood when things were very simple and very clear. The word keypad lock literally meant what it was. You had to lock your keypad with a lock and a key. And as children, for us, the most exciting and sophisticated of telephones were the ones with the rotating dial.
Family time was a regular event, and the people who actually initiated this were the best com. They would do it by cutting out the power supply, and we had to bond over candlelight conversations and probably dinner.
लाइटर है तुम्हारे पास?
Library was an equivalent of a Google search of that time, where you could find anything and everything. But there wasn't really an algorithm that was running to find us what we really need. We were the ones who actually had to run to find what we want.
क्या फोटोकॉपी? एक काम करो, तुम्हें सीधा जाओ, वहाँ कचरे की तट्टी मिलती है, तट्टी से राइट सीधा गए तो झंडे की गली, वहाँ सेकंड दुकान आपको फ़ोटो स्टूडियो मिलता है, वहाँ तुम ना फ़ोटो भी करती, कॉपी भी करके देती। क्या इसकी कॉपी हो ना तुम ना, ये खजूर, इसको ज़ेरॉक्स बोलते सो, ज़ेरॉक्स।
Xerox was not a company, it was a process. So the word photocopy was only used by aliens from other planets. We humans would Xerox things. Just like we didn't drink mineral water, we drank Bisleri. Glue, or gum as we called it back then, came in this ugly blue bottle, and quite often things got very messy. If you were to travel to another city in a car, chances are you'd be sitting in a white color Hindustan Motors Ambassador. It would have a mini version of a rotating table fan,
and on a hot summer day, you along with 6 other co-passengers would be thoroughly enjoying the drive.
Bunny, metric.
Sir, one ticket metric. I'm not buying the ticket for Matrix the movie. I'm buying the ticket for Majestic, the bus stand.
Traveling by bus was the most common and affordable means of travel, and the major landmarks that people could understand were the names of the bus stops in and around their locality. If I were to call you home today, I would say just come to the Wipro Park and I'll pick you up from there. But back then, I would say take the bus number so and so, you'd pass through the checkpost, you'd pass through the water tank, through the Madiwala market, and then finally get down at the last stop. I'd rather say it the way I've heard some of the older people say it. They'd say, Lashi stop, Lashi stop, Lashi stop.
Owning a car back then was a luxury. Not many people had cars, and one of the first cars that we ever saw in our family belongs to my grandfather. And we have the very same car with us today, and I'm super excited to take you all for a drive. So before we do that, I want you to quickly pause the video and write down in the comments below which car do you think we are driving today. Presenting Maruti Suzuki 800. Now as you can see, this is a cute little car, very tiny as per today's standards. However, this right here would seat 3 people in the front, 4 people behind, and about 2 to 3 kids right here. You know, back then we'd nicely be tucked in here and leave the glass open. At least that was our idea of a convertible. So both my grandparents are retired people, but they're very active even today. And my grandmother was a lecturer, and I've spent a big chunk of my vacation right here learning and practicing mathematics with her as we traveled. And she is by far the best teacher I have ever come across. My grandfather is an engineer, and I remember having conversations with him about machines and aerodynamics and whatnot, and he's got the spark to learn about new things even to this day. My uncles, they loved cricket. I've traveled with them for so many cricket matches. This car right here would be filled with cricket kits and breakfast for the team and water and everything that they'd need. This right here has taken us places and given us experiences we just cannot forget. And what you see on my left right now happens only in India. So most of our learning happened through our elders, parents, grandparents, teachers, siblings, cousins, and I think that's the reason we had a different kind of connection with them, which I feel is missing today.
Usaid!
2 minutes. We spend more time on gadgets than with each other today, and that's something I'd like to leave you with to think and reflect upon today.
इंग्लिश झाड़े से बस जाको जरा घर झाड़ो जाओ.
I am Usaid Mohammed Baig. Inshallah, I will see you in the next video.